Hey guys, Jeeps here, and welcome to Starbound. As I'm sure many of you are aware, given just how anticipated this game has been, Starbound's beta was released yesterday. That would be December 4th, in case this goes out a day after I said yesterday. Was just released in early access form. This is the first wave of the beta. It is still a little rough, but it's out. The grand, colossal, spacefaring, sort of Terraria-like sandbox adventure is here at last. And it is a little bit dense at the beginning, which is to say it doesn't explain itself too well in a way that I almost think is different than, say, how Terraria doesn't explain itself right away, or at least didn't used to. Starbound actually does have some tutorial quests. The thing is, they don't cover everything, which in a weird way I think makes it a little harder to pick up on some of the mechanics and minutiae of the game, because you're expecting the tutorial to cover more than it actually does, so you overlook things. So I have compiled a short list of things to keep in mind and to know to do when you first start playing the Starbound beta. Now, I'm saying this, there are going to be plenty of updates, apparently including one coming tonight to the beta, and some of them might expand on what the tutorial explains, but for right now, right at this very moment, these are some things that it leaves out that are worth paying attention to and definitely worth knowing. So without further ado, let's see what they are. When you first get down to the planet in Starbound, you'll notice you have this handy-dandy matter manipulator, which, well, you noticed because you picked up in your ship. And you'll very quickly notice it seems to do everything. You use it to place items, but you also use it to dig. You use it to mine stone. You can even cut down a tree with it, like the one over there that is guarded by these horrible pink monster guys that we're not going to go near. So you might be thinking, I guess this is just what I use. I mean, it's kind of slow, but maybe that's just what this game is like. Well, you are going to want to make some tools, like your handy-dandy pickaxe, starting at stone, moving up to copper, as you would kind of expect. This is a little faster, and more to the point, mines in a much bigger grid. It mines a 3x3 block, which is very nice. There are also tools such as an axe, which will chop down trees much quicker, and a hoe used for farming, though we will get to that later. You can make all of these from the crafting bench, which is not this. That is a stove. Right here at the crafting bench. All your tools, all your wonderful things, you're going to want to make these. They are well worth it. And the tutorials don't really point you at it, surprisingly enough. On the topic of farming, you've probably noticed in this game, if you played for any amount of time, that you do get hungry. In fact, one of the early quests mentions you have to hunt for meat, for food, which you have to cook. There is an alternative to making food, and it does allude at this to planting vegetables, but again, let's just be a little more thorough. You're going to want the hoe for this, so going back to the tools, you can till the dirt like that. Take your handy vegetable seeds, which you will start with some of. I started with these feather crowns as an avian plus wheat seeds. I'm sure the other races all start with something equivalent. And you can seed these down and give it some time, and they will grow into food, and you can eat that food, and it is wonderful. I've got bamboo. Plant some bamboo. That's new. This is very important, mostly just because it's a really easily renewable food resource, so there's no reason not to start a farm pretty much as soon as you get down here, and you have a nice little base of operations. So, be smart. Make a farm. Have food. Always. Just always. You never have to worry about it. Coming back to your ship, here's an important one that the tutorial very much throws you off about. Now, you know that you're out of fuel. That's how you got into this situation above this planet. And you probably explored a bit on your ship. You saw your locker, you saw the 3D printer. We can get to that later. It's not really that important at this point. You can't do a whole lot with it. You can replicate stuff for money, effectively, later on. But what you definitely saw was the fuel, and the fact that you have none. And the way the tutorial quest goes, eventually you get to a thing as you craft a distress beacon. We'll get to that in a little bit, too. And you're assuming, I probably need this to get fuel. At least that's what I thought. And, well, you don't. That's not how it works. You can use some pretty basic stuff for fuel. Apparently your ship is kind of awesome and can convert a lot of things into fuel. Most notably, and this probably explains why it is so just everywhere, coal. I guess I should have taken the hint that it says it's a decent source of fuel. 1 coal is 2 ship fuel. Also, unrefined wood is 1 ship fuel. So, you can actually get to other planets right away. This is important because some resources can be kind of scarce. For example, iron is really hard to find on my starting planet. Also, you can go to much smaller level 1 planets right away and just get a bunch of resources quickly. Little moons and things like that. This can be a really good way to get some of these harder to craft things much, much, much quicker. So, you can convert this stuff into fuel. You can get off this planet right away and go looking for some other good resources to help fortify, build you up. Definitely good to know, and definitely something that the tutorial not only doesn't explain, it almost actively misleads you by just not really... It indicates that the distress beacon is to get fuel from someone who's going to come help you. Oh, it is not that, you poor naive creature. Let's talk about the distress beacon. Alright, the notorious little distress beacon. If you've done any of the tutorial quests at all, and kind of done all the basic ones, you've smelted iron, you eventually get a quest to craft this thing, the distress beacon. Costs quite a bit for early on. Decent number of pixels, 2 silver bars, 30 copper, 30 iron, and 100 wood planks. That's the easy part. Copper's pretty easy too, I guess. And again, the implication is, oh, this is how you get off the planet, which we have just shown is not actually how you get fuel. You can just get fuel from everything, practically. And by everything, I mean those 2 things I mentioned. So what does this do? I'm not going to demonstrate now, because obviously I can't craft it, but I have done it once. You lose it when you use it the first time. It makes this little thing you see here. You set that down somewhere on the surface, you use it, and it summons a boss. And by a boss, I mean a giant UFO that summons little penguin guys and tanks with rocket launchers to just wipe you off the planet. You will die a lot, probably. Now, it does warn you that, oh, you never know who could show up, better gear up, but your definition, it doesn't really give you much of an indication of what's coming. And you might think, well, I've got some basic armor, I've got some okay weapons. Yeah, they're not going to help you against the UFO. Not easily. You're going to want to have really gone out and explored, found good equipment, got some decent armor, and really be ready for this thing. So, you're not really going to want to just rush into crafting this thing. If anything, you should probably be saving those resources and getting yourself armor. And weapons, and all that good stuff. Don't make the mistake I did. Don't rush into just building that like so many people do. It will probably kill you, possibly more than once. It killed me about 3 times because I summoned it. My ship spawn place is here. I summoned it here. A lot of the stuff that was completely blown up over here was from a tank, if I recall. There was some dirt there, I think. I don't really remember. It was a bad day. So don't rush into summoning the UFO. It's a boss. Nothing is going to come help you. Don't do it right away. Just don't. It's a bad, bad plan. Finally, healing. Healing is something that is a little weird in this game. There's no health regeneration, there's no health pickups, at least early on. There's nothing of the sort. You'll notice quickly if you craft a bed, that if you use your bed, you do heal over time. Fairly slowly. You can see I'm at full health right now, so it's not doing anything, but you heal reasonably slowly. But you do heal. Some people mistakenly, do I have to carry a bed around with me to heal? No, you don't. There's something you need to craft early on that is very important. Make the spinning wheel. With the spinning wheel, you can craft fabric out of plant fiber. Then, with fabric, you can craft anytime. Don't have to be at any crafting table or any crafting station. You can craft bandages. Bandages are admittedly not a great heal over time, but they are a heal over time. They will heal you. This is how you heal out of combat. There is no cooldown on using them. This is how you stay alive. Use bandages, make the spinning table. Keep yourself healed when you're out doing stuff. It will keep you alive. You don't need to worry about carting the bed with you. This is how you heal. Again, nothing in the tutorial indicates you can make these. You might just, the spinning wheel, figure, oh, it's how you make aesthetic items, which it largely is. You can make your race's starting clothes stuff. You might be able to make more later. But at the beginning, you can use it to make that wonderful fabric to make bandages, so do it. Oh goodness, do it. So that's it, guys. Some quick tips for starting out in the Starbound beta. Now, some of this may get very quickly improved. A lot of the quests aren't in. There's going to be a full quest line in this game eventually. Right now, there's just a kind of bare-bones tutorial quests. And, like I said, they almost make it worse by omitting things because you'll assume that they are comprehensive. So, again, few things that will really help you out when you start out. Clear up a few misconceptions, clear up a few things you just might not think are there. And also warned you not to craft the distress beacon right away, because it's suicide. So I hope you all enjoy. If you are playing Starbound, you like Starbound, if you're interested in Starbound, if you've heard of if you just want to talk about Starbound, let me know. This game is really, really cool. If you like Terraria, if you like those kind of games in general, if you want something that's kind of almost just like a larger, much, much larger scale, more complicated Terraria, this could be the game for you. You can buy it on their site. I believe you can just get it on Steam Early Access now, though don't quote me on that. You get a Steam code if you buy through them. It distributes through Humble Bundle. $15. It is pretty cool. Also, it comes with the soundtrack if you buy it from them. Or at least if you pre-ordered, which I think it still counts as pre-ordering. Oh, and the soundtrack is amazing. It's really good. There's a lot of other features to this game. We'll do a bit more of an in-depth video. I think I'll wait until after this big beta patch happens. And we'll see where it goes from there. So I hope you've all enjoyed. As always, I've been Jeeps, and I will talk to you guys later.